I want to get into something that, we had actually started on the podcast about this a little while ago, and it started some months ago. We did this particular episode because there was a beef going on between J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar at the time. And it turned into a whole bunch of stuff with, who was it? Future, Metro Boomin. It was like a whole bunch of like rappers just started beefing with each other, like out of nowhere. It was just kind of weird to me. But now the Drake situation has taken an interesting turn from just being like a lyrical beef. Then it turned into sort of an issue with the record company, like pushing the They Not Like Us stuff for Kendrick Lamar, which got way more spins, way more plays. He won some awards. He got the Super Bowl out of it. So I believe Drake felt slighted by that, even though they owed him some money, if I wasn't mistaken. So I don't know if that was part of it. They were trying to like make it so he was bankrupted and couldn't afford to pay him back. I don't know. Those are the kind of things that happen in that world. I'm not in that world. I'm just saying I'm sitting out here and just outside looking in kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So let me bring up my little video here. Hold on a second. Let's see if it's got an ad first. I don't be letting nobody just advertise on my joint show. Maybe. Yep, ad loading. Y'all gonna wait. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you won't get that play. No, you won't. So anyway, for those of y'all that don't know, Drake sued Kendrick Lamar. Well, not necessarily Kendrick Lamar, but he sued UMG over the Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us song. Basically saying that they utilized some shady practices in order to really push that particular track so that it got all that notoriety. And because of the notoriety and some of the things that were said in it and some of the negative things that were said in it about Drake, he is now upset and he has called it a defamation to his character. So I'm going to let y'all hear this little news story about it. And we're going to talk about it. Before we get into the ladies' march and all that. Like I said, I got to have the preliminary stories and stuff. We got to go through some stuff. All right, let me turn up the volume here. Let me pump up the volume.
Filing a lawsuit,
All right, hold on. There we go. All right, let's play this.
Ending his legal beef against UMG and Kendrick? From ending the petition to filing a lawsuit, we got the story.
Oh, hold on.
The rapper has filed an official lawsuit on Wednesday in federal court suing Universal Music Group for defamation and harassment, calling its release and promotion of Not Like Us an example of valuing corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists.
Interesting.
The suit accuses UMG of having approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. For a quick refresher, back in November, Drake shocked the music industry when he filed legal petitions against UMG and Spotify, accusing them of an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump
which is partially true, but hey, they love it on the internet. Yeah, man, and it must have
full-fledged lawsuits.
Yeah, man, people love that shit, man. You can't take away from it.
Information so that a full lawsuit can be filed. An attorney for Drake did not immediately return a request for comment. A spokesperson for UMG declined to comment. A representative for Spotify did not immediately respond to a request for comment. For more hip-hop news, keep it locked right here at Billboard.
Okay, so Billboard did their little story there. We're going to talk about this real quick because there's been a lot of discussion about whether or not this should have been the angle that Drake should take. Because it's not, real dudes don't do that or whatever, you got to keep it real, right? Let me just be honest with you. At that point, when you're making that kind of money, ain't nobody worried about keeping it real. I mean, some people are, but you see what happens to them. They end up with RICO charges and stuff. So keeping it real is definitely going wrong for most people when they try to do it at that level. So for real, it's better than people getting unalived over it. If we're going to talk about it, yes. I don't know about all the allegations. and whether or not they were founded to be true. I know that they did catch Drake in some weird positions with some people who were not of certain ages at concerts and things like that. If they want to press those charges, they can do so. That's up to them. But I'm not saying that he shouldn't have said that. I'm just saying I can see why Drake is upset about it being said. Now, if Kendrick Lamar has information about something and he's spilling the beans, then he's more than entitled to do that. And if it happens to go viral and become a song about people not being like us, it's a cool song. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But most of the stuff, I don't think it was just payola. I think it was the viral dances and all of the little breaks and stuff. That's what really pushed the song from what I saw. Because it was all over TikTok. It was all over all of the shorts feeds. That sound was reused millions and millions of times. People were doing dances out in the middle of Times Square, recording it, putting it up. So it was a big thing. So I'm not taking away from that. I personally think that Drake should have left it as a beef and then just kind of moved on from it instead of making it a big legal battle, because legal battles can become really ugly. And at the end of the day, who's really winning out? Y'all both good artists. You know, Drake's a good rapper. Kendrick Lamar's a good rapper. There's enough bandwidth for everybody. I think maybe we should just kind of move on. That's just my thoughts on it. I could be wrong. You know, certain things he said, I know if somebody said about me, I probably wouldn't be able to let it go. So I'm going to be honest. There's some things were said, I'd be like, yo, on site, we don't have an issue, right? So I get it to a degree, but it's also like, how far are we really going to take this? You guys you're suing your own record label. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's shooting yourself in the foot, I think that's shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. You're like kind of suing yourself. And if you start bad blood with the record label, who knows if they're going to push your product in the future or if they're going to shelf you or start a damn scandal with your name at the top, which can also happen once they're done with you. So we're going to see about that. I think Drake should take a moment to think about that one. I don't know. Like I said, it was one of those things where it made sense at first for the whole payola thing, but now it's a defamation suit. So with defamation suits, you have to also prove loss, like how the defamation attributed to particular loss in funds. So if he's saying that the song, Not Like Us, made people listen to him less, which in turn made him lose some money, then I guess that's what he can go with. I don't know. It just seems like it seems like we could just move on, really. Like, there's stuff going on. I don't think he really needs to pursue that. I think he just needs to keep it to the music. You know, let's go back in the studio and win it back that way. Come back on the court and get your points back. You know what I'm saying? People still loved you, Drake. Now, you might have lost that battle in an overall sense from, like, the numbers and stuff, but people still love Drake. So he don't have to do all that, because then they're going to call him soft, and that's, you don't ever really want to be soft in that world. Once you're known as soft, then it's like all your credibility is gone. You can talk that gangster shit if you want to, but if you're known as soft, then we know for a fact that is not what's happening. Now, granted, we do know for a fact it's not what's happening, but it's almost like you know for a fact at that point. And I don't think Drake needs to go out like that. I think Drake needs to just kind of chill himself out a little bit. I think we'll be good with that. All right, so hold on a second here. Oh.